Good morning. It is June 8th. Thought I'd do a real fast update again. So this is Sunday morning. Let's see. I got these bulwarks, tow rails or whatever, mounted down. I've got to go around and caulk them. They are bedded under with butyl tape where the bolts go through. Got them mounted down. I decided to paint them because I oiled them with teak oil. They're yellow locust, and that locust had already started to mildew, mold, and you know, don't want to fool with it. So they're gonna get painted. Now I am gonna paint them brown, and from 25 yards away, you won't be able to tell whether it's stained or painted or whatever. Also, these locust, these cleats are locusts that I made too, and I went ahead and decided to paint them. Rub rails. I got the rub rails on one side and got them painted and caulked in. I bedded them with roofing tar, and they got stainless 3/8 carriage head bolts bolted all the way through the hull and tightened on the inside. I bedded those also with butyl tape. I bedded the heads and then pulled them in. That's white oak, and it's really hard. It's been, a buddy of mine gave it to me, and he gave it to me in they're about 1 1/4 inches. They're in the rough, 1 1/4 inches by or almost a half, is like 1 3/8 inches by 12 inches, and I ripped them all down, just put a bevel on them and bolted them on. Got a hole here that didn't work out. It ended up hitting a frame. I got to fill that hole up with epoxy filler. Here's the vent for the waste holding tank. Got that in. Let's see. Oh, I got the bilge blower. Got it plumbed up and wired up. I got some lights on the boat. I got a stern light there, and I got my running lights up on the side of the cabin, or the pilot house. I thought about putting them down here, but I like big lights, and they'll probably just get knocked off right here on the dock or something. So I put them up there. I know that if I've got the jib out there, one or the other of them most likely is going to be covered up, but I don't know. I'll deal with that. I'll take the jib down, sail with the main if it's busy, if I'm out at night. All right, let's go around. I did some stuff on the inside. I got my water tank plumbed up. I did I did these accesses for the outboard, and the way I did it is I drilled a hole and stuck some conduit, a 90-degree conduit pipe, and I actually heated it up and bent it even more so that rain can't go in, and I cut the end at an angle, and then I'll center that and fill it full of, after I paint it gray, I'll center it and fill it full of silicone. This side is where the electric for the battery for the motor goes, and this side I'm gonna put the fuel line coming in, because the tank is closest right there to this side. So let's see, I got the vent. The fuel tank is plumbed up as far as holding fuel. It ain't plumbed to the motor yet, but this is the vent for the fuel pipe. Got one coat of epoxy on the countertop. I need to give it a light sand and then pour another coat on it. I think it's going to turn out really pretty. That's really the only thing on this boat that's going to be really pretty. That and the floor. When I get done with the floor, I think it'll be pretty. I got some lights. That's where the wiring for the lights are. I'm gonna put 1-inch foam up here, and then I'm gonna put cedar strips in these areas and leave part of the beams exposed, so the 1 inch, and that'll cover up all this wiring. I got a cabin light in, and that one is really nice, and it turns red or light colored. I got the latches on the windows to hold them up, and I decided to move my battery over here under the holding tank because originally I made a place under here for it, but stupid me, I wasn't thinking. Looks like it's right next to a fuel tank. That'd probably be pretty stupid. What if that battery blew up or something? Then we're gonna catch fire and die to death. So we don't want to do that. And I got the waste tank completely plumbed up now. So I'm kind of ready to do a freshwater test on that and make sure it's gonna work. That's where the vent goes out. I don't know a thing about that. I hope I did it right. Right down there is the strainer, the raw water strainer for the toilet. I don't know if I had to put one of them in, but I've just thought if you suck up some seaweed or something, it'd be a pain. Anyway, I started the wiring. Basically got the fridge wired up, the bilge blower wired up, and the running lights wired up, and the what else I got? Running lights, bilge blower, fridge, cabin lights. So got what's necessary right now. The fridge turned out, worked good. Ended up putting a 12-volt receptacle there. It's unplugged right now, but I tried it out yesterday. It works great. In about 10 minutes, it had, with nothing in it, it had the fridge down to 36 degrees. So anyway, we're getting there. Oh, and this is how I've vented the fuel line. I wanted it up as high as possible, the vented the fuel tank. So that's pretty much where I'm at today. So another quick one. I don't want to tie you guys up long, but thanks for the comments last week, or the week before last, when I did another short video when I got it out. But I'm gonna keep on keeping on. Man, it's gonna be nice to have this much of a view inside. So I had another idea. Maybe people that know what they're talking about, maybe you let me know. But I'm thinking about putting a steering column in here and linkages to the outboard. And basically what I could do, because the outboard will turn inside that well, almost as far as it needs to. So like running down the waterway or just going pretty straight, I could put some controls and a steering column inside here just for the outboard. And then I'm kicking back and forth whether to do a tiller steer or a wheel out here for the rudder. But I could lash the rudder midships or pull it up out of the water, and when I'm just using the motor, and then use steering from inside. So kind of thinking about that, but I don't know if I want to do that or not. We'll see, but I could always add that later. But a set of controls inside the pilot house would be good, just for the motor. But I was just looking at this motor this morning, and I still gotta put oil in it. It's never been cranked. I did hook it up and made sure the trim was gonna work properly and pick it up out of the water. I think it's going to pick it most of the way up out of the water. If it's dragging the front side of the lower units, dragging a little bit in the water, it might, but I'm not sure. I just have to put it in the water and see. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But we're getting there. This morning I did just a little bit of priming. I'm gonna work on this thing much today. I worked on it all day yesterday up into the evening, and getting pretty tired. And I got a lot of work to do at work. So I need to get some rest today. So I might go in there and wash some clothes and fold them up, get ready for work next week. But we're getting there. You know, I spent all day long on just little stuff. Didn't really do anything big, but it took a while to hook up all this stuff. There's a lot to do. But every time I get a day on it, I'm getting closer to being able to actually use it. I'm gonna probably use it and go camping on it or something before I even get my sailing rig. I'm sure I will, because it'll take them a while to build the sails if I don't do it myself. Anyhow, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, Sunday. I hope everybody's safe and healthy and feeling good about themselves. And I'll catch you when I do enough to make a video. Bye.